Are you ready for the ultimate bikepacking weekend adventure? Join us for an unforgettable self-supported bikepacking trip through Southwest Virginia. The Grayson Gravel Pie Bikepacking Adventure travels along the Virginia Creeper Trail, the beautiful gravel roads of Grayson County, Virginia, and the New River Trail. All lodging and camping arrangements are included, along with daily routes and guides riding along with you. This self-supported adventure offers resupply opportunities every 20 miles for your food and water needs. Find out more at graveltraveldirt.com.
You're listening to Mid-Atlantic Gravel, Travel, and Dirt.
Hi, everybody. I'm Brian.
And I'm Joey.
I'm Cimmaron.
I'm Dave.
This, folks, is episode 189 of Mid-Atlantic Gravel, Travel, and Dirt. If you're new here, this is the podcast where we talk about gravel bikes, adventure biking, bikepacking, bike camping. This week, Dave Pryor, Cimmaron Chicon, joining us to talk about unPAved, which is just playing bikes.
Yes.
Would you agree? Wouldn't you guys agree? It's just about playing bikes, right?
It is about playing on bikes.
I mean, that's the best thing to do.
Absolutely.
Before we get to that, though, got a few people to thank. Salt Stick and JoJé Bars. Have either one of you, Dave or Cimmaron, have either one of you used Salt Stick or JoJé?
I have not.
We're going to bring
I've had a JoJé bar, but I've not had a salt stick.
We are going to bring some with us to unPAved for y'all to try. The salt sticks, I fell in love with them at Gravel Worlds because I'm the type of person, I do not like putting the powder in my bottles. I like having my electrolytes separate from my water. I like water. These, they dissolve in your mouth and enter your bloodstream through your mouth. So they get there really quick and they're chewable, fantastic. And then they have JoJé Bars, which are like real food, whole food, sustainable energy, great combination of fats, carbohydrates, and proteins. And I have discovered, Joey, they sent us a whole like samples. We'll have some for y'all. The lemon blueberry quinoa is on point. That has quickly become my favorite JoJé bar. Now they have all sorts of flavors: peanut butter chocolate chip, white chocolate coconut, pancakes and bacon, which is a straight up maple syrup.
I'm intrigued.
Okay, I'm going to put your name on one of those. And then they actually have a couple of flavors, which we didn't get any samples of. The espresso chocolate almond, which Jess was very excited about, and apple walnut cake.
Save that one for me.
Yeah. But unfortunately, they didn't give us any of those. They didn't send any of those. So I'm sure that was an oversight, and I'm sure we will actually have some coming. But here's the cool thing. Folks, you can go to the Salt Stick website or the JoJé website, and when you reach checkout, use the code LOVEYOUBUY for 20% off all your items. That's saltstick.com, JoJé Bar. It's JoJe bar.com. 20% off. Code is LOVEYOUBUY. I have links and all that information in the show notes. And of course, we have to always thank Philip down at, where's Philip?
Charlottesville, Virginia.
Cutaway USA. They are offering premium cycling apparel born in the Blue Ridge. Cutaway's an industry leader using innovative fabrics combined. Words are hard. I haven't messed that up in a long time. With clean and bold designs, make sure to visit their website at cutawayyusa.com. And when you reach the checkout there, use the code GTD20 to take 20% off your entire order. And we'll be sporting our Cutaway USA GTD second gen kits, right? You're going to wear yours this week, Joey? Are you going to wear yours at unPAved?
I don't know yet.
Not sure? Okay.
We'll see.
Okay. Well, I'm going to be wearing mine. So
Actually, it depends on the weather because it might be a little cold.
Well, what else are you going to wear?
A jacket over it?
Well, yeah, of course you wear a jacket over it. It's going to be, we'll talk about the weather here in a minute because it looks both good and kind of.
I like last year's conditions, so I'm mentally prepping.
Really?
Yeah.
You can come up and ride right now then.
I like that
No.
Belgian nasty,
Ugh.
Charm City weather.
Oh, I mean, I don't know. You can have it. So, Joey, what's going on in your world? Guys, bear with us for a second.
I will sum it up, but I know Dave must have a beer.
Mm-hmm.
I text Dave earlier because I literally saved this for
the
week of unPAved. I have my last Leaf Tunnel Brown Ale, Rusty Rail unPAved can, and it's my crack of the. Ready?
Nicely done.
That's beautiful.
He's been saving
It's
that.
been in my fridge literally a year, less than
I was going to hide it on you the other day because I knew you were holding on to it.
It's still good.
Yeah, of course
Well,
it is.
It means you need to come up this weekend and get some fresh ones.
Yeah, I text Dave. That's why I texted you before I opened this.
So now you may have seen it. They were talking about, Rusty Earl was talking about a sour that they've got on tap.
Oh, yeah.
And
Ooh.
Oh, it's good.
I sure do
Boy.
hope they're still going to have it, because sometimes it's like, oh, you should have been here before the summer. It's a seasonal. The sours are gone, and now we're into ports and all that.
Well, I already texted Brett, and he said he already got me a six.
Okay,
pack.
good.
So
If it's the sour I'm thinking of, it's called I'm going to get it wrong, but it's like a margarita, senorita, I think.
Yes, that's it.
And
Yep.
and it is the most perfect after ride drink because it's salty.
Oh,
And
yeah.
So when I met with them, I was like, you guys have to have this. Like, this is your recovery drink, right? This is recovery beer. And they had no idea. And so, yeah,
Brilliant.
they were like enlightened.
Excellent. Well, thank you for that, doing that hard work of making sure there's going to be beer available. I know that's a big part of the effort, and the heavy lift, and making sure
I spent at least a week and a half.
Making sure. I'm sure you have to sample all the beers to make sure that it's all good. Well, Rusty Rail's not.
that's my plan.
bad.
That's why we're leaving so early Friday. So we go to the brewery Friday afternoon.
Oh, we're going to go to the brewery and then go to, what's the name of that little tap house? The
Bull Run.
Bull Run.
Bull Run. Well, it looks like Rusty Rail will also be setting up shop at Bull Run again.
Remember
Excellent.
they did last year?
Excellent.
The jersey raffle and stuff.
In fact, I was just talking to Ted last night, and he was like, "Where y'all going to be? When you getting up there?" And I said, "We're getting up there Friday." And I said, "We're just going to be at the regular place." And he's like, "Okay." It was like everybody just knew what that meant already. I kind of like that.
That's fantastic. It's already putting the cheers where everyone knows your name.
Yeah.
Yes.
What are you guys drinking tonight?
I have an Oktoberfest by Susquehanna Brewery.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yes.
And I'm having Skippy the Bush Kangarooga, a double pale ale from Bond Brewing in Bethlehem.
Joey, tell us about your new bike. Joey's got a new bike.
It's in a box. It's in the back
new
of my
bike
car.
day.
So it's here.
It's the Subaru Synapse currently. No, my Synapse showed up a week late because of the hurricane.
Well,
So I'll get ride in it before unpaved, and then I'll try it when I get back.
You going to build it up tonight?
Yeah, at my house.
No, are you really?
No, I am. Yeah,
Okay. I didn't know whether you were serious or
I'll
not.
throw it together. It's the RLE. It's got all the belt, all the doodads I got to figure out because I'm not tech savvy.
Nice.
So, yeah.
You were very tech savvy. You tell people that you aren't. You know all that stuff.
No, bike electronics when it comes to syncing, I got all the radar and all the other stuff. But the one thing I will say really quick is Cannondale has this app down set for anyone that has a bike from them. It gives you service intervals. If you have suspension, it tells you when you need, like running hours for your suspension. It tells you there's a whole drop down if you break your derailleur hanger. There's no guessing, or you lose a bolt or a headset bearing.
Oh, that is nice.
So in depth, and it is so cool.
That is really nice.
You can use it as a cycling computer if you just want to get like a quad lock, but it'll break everything down for the customer.
So it knows you register what bike
You
you've
register it, you do your warranty through that, but then like I can change my light settings, my radar, but then I can see when I got my bike, how many miles I have on it, how long my chain has been on. If I got a full suspension, like your 100-hour service is coming up, stuff like that.
That is actually really nice. I did not know they did. Yeah,
it's
well,
cool. But that's about it. That's the only thing exciting. But it lost a little bit of the touch because I'm excited about this weekend. So it's like it could have showed up next week.
Yeah, but still, and it's rainy here.
It's rainy. My Kona is Pennsylvania prepped.
Mm-hmm.
So I will say that.
Yep, I just charged my Di2, so I'm all set, ready to go.
I mean, like I got a dropper with suspension and a shift.
Joey, why don't you jump into Strava?
All right, we have Mike Reese from Akron, Ohio, with 138.1. Jason Beringer from Rhode Island.
Good job. Yeah, I'd say that's right.
Thanks. 173.4. And is it Dennis or Denise?
That's Denise.
I don't know. It's like Michael and Michelle, just different names. Denise Kinney from...
She has no location. She's hiding.
She's from Strava.
So I just
from
put
the
Strava.
interwebs with 132.3. To break into the top 100, needed 113.4. We are up to 867.
Down to. We lost a member.
Our numbers will be up this week because of the extra 9.4 whatever miles everyone's doing on pay for Strava Club this week. So that is strava.com/clubs/gravel travel dirt.
Excellent. Good job, Mike, Jason, and Denise. Not Dennis.
Yes.
Denise. Good job. Well done. Okay, let us dive into unPAved 2022. The excitement is high, here at least. I'm sure the anxiety is high there. Would that be a correct assessment?
Not by me this year. Nope. My anxiety.
I'm calm as a cucumber.
Nice.
Absolutely.
At least portray that. That's the right thing to do. So whichever one of you guys wants to dive in first, give us, let's start right at the top with what do people need to know 2 days, because that's when they're going to get this, 2 days before driving up to unPAved. What do they need to know?
They need to read the emails that were just sent out.
Well, you know we don't do that, right?
I did. I was in
There'll
traffic
be a quiz
today.
on Sunday. There's a final exam on Sunday.
I read the email, but I'm going to bet there's a lot of people that don't.
And, yeah, we know, but I think Cimmaron did a great job making it super readable. My wife, who tends not to read the emails, or at least maybe it's mine. Maybe I'm the problem. She read it and thought it was great. So I highly recommend everyone reads the emails.
No, I don't think it's a problem that the email's not something you can read. I just think it's the activity of actually taking the time to open it up and read it.
It does look a little daunting, but it's it's daunting, but it is broken up, so you can skim it and get what you need to know at a time. And it's broken up that way, so you're like, oh, when is the festival on Saturday? Zip, there it is. Okay, so it's a great place to go for all your answers. So read it, bookmark it, star it, whatever you need to do so you can access it quickly, because it's the best way to get most of the answers to most of your questions.
Cool.
Yeah, I heard that I had a writer that actually took the whole email and made it into a spreadsheet for her. So it should be really, really
Can she share that
accessible
too?
Wow.
to make a
You
plan.
need to have her work next year.
Brian, that sounds right up your alley.
No, it's not my hat. Well, actually, I do make some spreadsheets, but I don't do them very well. Not like
See?
Ted or Chris. Chris Howell does the fantastic spreadsheets. He's the spreadsheet guru. But so courses are a little bit longer. I know that, right?
Yeah. We thought the one bridge would get completed, as opposed to last year where we were pretty sure that one wouldn't get done, and it did. So we didn't even bother routing it that way. This year we were pretty confident we'd get done, and it didn't. So now we had to do the reroute yesterday. So that's another thing. If you are listening now's a good time to download the course. If you downloaded it last week, that course is wrong. So do download the new course.
Yeah. It does not, just so that everybody know, we do not have to go back up that Dragon's Tooth at mile, 20 miles from the end, or whatever your distance is. Thank God.
You don't have to do that climb. You have to do a different one, but you don't have to do that climb.
Okay. Well, that one was brutal. That one about damn near broke me at dark time on the mountain in the rain last year.
The finishing climb now is way better. It's what it should be, and it's what takes you up to Hobo Vista, and it's much more. It's never ending, but it's not brutal.
Okay. Yeah. That one last year. Well, I think that thing kicked up at times to 16 and 18%, right?
It sucked walking it.
Yeah, it was hard to walk. It was hard to walk. That reroute, did it cut off some of the bottom of the? So we come into Popatty from a different direction. Did I read the route correct?
Yes, correct.
Yeah.
Okay.
We did in 2018 and 19. That's the way we came into Popatty then. So it would be that direction.
Okay. So you come into Popatty and then you go back out Popatty the same way.
Right.
The same way. So is there a tunnel? This is impaired. No. This is information that Brian needs to know, because Brian in that tunnel last year didn't get along too well, full of horses. There is no tunnel, correct?
It can give you vertigo if you don't have a
That's what Cimmaron. I don't know if you heard it last year. That happened to me. I went into that tunnel and I had no idea that it was as long as it was, and I didn't. I had my lights with me, but once you're in the tunnel and it's dark, it's kind of like you're fumbling. And then I looked up, and literally there was an Amish cart with a horse, and that was what was in front. Going through the tunnel, they went through the tunnel, and I
missed that. That's amazing.
I was head on with horse, and I thought I was getting off the bike to the right, and all of a sudden I'm laying on the left-hand side of my body, and I still think I have some Pennsylvania gravel in my knee, which I'm proud of. It's kind of like a war scar, so it's okay.
I've ridden it twice, and the last time I forgot to turn on my light, and just that spot right in the middle, and I had no idea where I was, if I was going to run into anybody, and I just was like, just keep moving.
Well, I think I'd have been okay.
Never with the light on in there.
If I'd have been okay if the horse hadn't showed up. I think that was the problem.
Oh yeah,
because it was literally, and I think it was right at the point where, like, I could see the outline of the other end of the tunnel, like the light, and so all I saw was this horse head shadow, like right in front of what felt like at the time was right in front of my face. I'm sure it was not nearly as close or as dramatic as I'm making it, but I sure do felt like me and a horse had a moment, a little special moment. But yeah, it was. I did not anticipate finding horses and carts, and then they had to pass us. They had to pass us going out after I fell over and got up. Then you have to kind of like make room for this horse and cart to come through the other side. It was pretty. I'm not sure I'm not sure they knew what they were doing either.
That was a moment.
Yeah, absolutely. So we come in that different way. And now the difference is just as special this year, correct?
It's a little less special than last year. We don't have to reroute it around another bridge, so there's not like single track on it. So
I fell down there too. I fell down there too last year. I remember that.
Yeah, so that part's not on it. No.
Okay.
So it's not quite as ridiculous there.
So all the places that Brian fell last year, it sounds like have been cleaned up. I like it. I like it a little bit.
We removed those. It's like stripes. Have that removed.
You fell in the canal with me.
When did I fall in the canal?
Coming out of our campsite.
When was that?
You fall a lot.
Well, I do fall a lot. When did I fall coming out of the...
Leaving our campsite.
Just this last...
Yeah, didn't you fall? Anyway, it doesn't matter.
No, I didn't fall the last time.
It's the Brian falling episode.
No, I didn't fall coming out of the campsite. You missed that. No, I got to the top of that little... Oh, we came out that back way, and I got to the top of that little thing, and I had to I had to do some readjustment. So I stopped.
Okay.
I didn't fall over. I'll take credit for falling over when I fall over. But I didn't fall over that time. I'll wear the scars. I got no problem with that. All right, so the weekend, let's start at the top. I know we kind of jumped into the middle. What can people expect on Friday night?
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up because I was going to say we sent out a really long email about all the details of Sunday, but I don't want people to forget the really fun stuff that we've got for the whole weekend. And the Salsa Film Festival, I'm so excited about. We are getting 3 premieres.
Nice.
Premieres. Yeah, 3 premiere shorts. First time ever played, ever seen in this festival. So it'll start, first of all, the campus theater is just beautiful. It's this old theater, and we've kind of got a VIP area. Rusty Rail will be there with beer. We'll have some swag, and we'll have some snackies, as well as the concession stand will be open for people that want popcorn. So we'll do 3 films, and then we'll have 2 guest speakers. We'll have the Susquehanna River Valley Visitors Bureau talking about all the cool stuff that people can go do if they're staying in town longer. And the Rusty Rail is going to tell about the history of their beer and the history of their building. I'm not going to spoil it because it is not what you would think.
Nice.
Yep. Yeah, so super excited about that. And consequently, at the same time, the pub crawl is going on. So people can, if they're lucky enough, they got a pass in the mail. If they didn't get that, they can stop by the film festival and pick up their pass, the passport, which they can take to any number of bars and restaurants and get it stamped. And then at 9:00, we're all going to rendezvous at the place.
Yeah.
And Dave's going to do a drawing, and we're gonna just see how the night goes after that.
Excellent. Now, what time does the activity at the theater? That sort of like sounds like it's the kickoff. If that makes good sense. What time does that happen?
That doors open at 6.
Okay.
And the festival, the film starts with a little introduction at 6:30. We do have valet parking, bike parking, so we encourage you to ride your bike downtown just across the street. We'll have somebody parking bikes and watching them all evening, so you can not have to drive.
Excellent.
Always recommended at the end of the night.
That's awesome. I remember the first time I saw that was Philly Bike Expo did some valet bike parking for people who are coming in there, and that's such a cool idea. Such a cool concept. I like it.
Yeah, I mean, it just adds to the sense of occasion. I mean, you're like, there's my peeps right there. Everybody's on a bike, and it like tells the whole community, hey, we're here.
And so then that's Friday night, and that sounds fantastic, and we'll be there for all of that. Then Saturday, what time do things kick off with Woolly Worm / bike festival, and what's happening there?
We have the festival starts at 10 a.m. this year. I started at noon last year. And we will be doing all packet pickup from noon to 5, as well as we have 25 bike vendors, and I think there are 150 total vendors. They've got 3 bands, the Woolly Worm. They've got a bike skills park. So many things going on. So it's not just pick up your packet. I mean, pick up your packet and stay. Kelly Cattell is doing a ride at 10 a.m. We have signups for that on Bike Reg, and it's almost full.
Oh, excellent. Folks, if you're listening, and Kelly is just such a great person, excellent person to kind of ride and chat with.
Yeah, I'm really excited. It's a welcome all kind of ride. So I think they're starting early to take it easy. We have a lot of people we have some people that are signed up that aren't doing the other rides at all. They're just doing it for the social occasion. So, if you're bringing friends and family and they want to figure out a way to get a ride in and feel comfortable and be led around, that's a good way to do it. You don't have to be doing unpaved to do the Kelly ride. What's
the distance on that?
Just under 20, like okay. 19.2 or something.
A super chill social kind of thing is what it sounds like.
Yeah, I mean, not a ton of elevation, just rolling, beautiful countryside. It's just gorgeous. Everywhere you go is gorgeous here.
And now, Joey, you're going to be doing some bike checks. Is that right? Did I hear that correct?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you, Joey, for elaborating on that.
And now back to Brian.
Back to Brian.
See, this is why we get complaints that Brian talks too much, and this is why.
I mean, don't bring your stuff clapped out. I mean,
yeah.
I'll try. Nate's going to be there. I'll bring everything from like stuff to bleed brakes to do whatever. But
don't bring a bike in a box.
Please make sure your bike is good to go. I mean, for everyone's sake. That way you're not struggling in the middle of the course.
I see that on events when we do event tours. People show up and they think it's
you should have probably went 2 weeks ago to your store, but
yeah, they show up with a bike and it's like, whoa, what is this? And they're like, well, can't you rebuild the bottom bracket here when you're supposed to be just checking my cables to make sure my brake work? That ain't happening there, boss. I'm not sure who told you that.
I'm going to hang out at doing that festival all day.
Yeah. And we are going to be there with microphones thanks to,
right.
We are going to actually be somewhere near the stage if I read that email correctly.
You're going to basically be right across from the stage, right? And right snuggled in between salsa bikes and stands, no tubes.
Nice.
Quick question.
Mm-hmm.
Is the kid going to be there?
No. And salsa's not traveling this year. We have a couple reps that are the local reps. Hans.
Oh, gotcha.
But yeah.
Joey's got a little man crush there.
On the kid? Yeah.
Don't we all?
Yeah. I tried to get him on the podcast a couple of times, and it just never seems to.
I Andy Dufresne'd him for a little bit.
Yeah.
But that
it didn't go too well.
Here we are. 4 years later, 3 years or whatever that was. Anyway,
it happens. I know that he jumped over into a picture with me. Remember that?
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun. We had a good time, but in the moment, maybe a one unpaid stand. I don't know. It's the way it goes.
Yeah, you get to hang out with stands and salsa all day.
Yeah, no, it's going to be cool.
Yeah.
It's going to be super cool. And please, listeners, please, folks, come talk to us because that's fun.
Yeah.
I love that. I love when people come up and sit down and tell us, we'll talk about the bikes you're riding and we'll talk about the routes you're going and we'll talk about all the cool things that, whatever folks want to talk about. While Joey's checking out your bike. Hey, that's a great idea. Take your bike to Joey and then come over and talk to me.
And then, spend that half hour.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that. I like that a lot. That's a great idea.
Full service.
What time? That goes from 12 to 5, correct?
10.
10 to 5. 10 to 5.
Okay. Pickup starts at 12.
Okay. 10.
Nope, it all starts at 10.
Oh, what did you say?
Pickup starts at 10.
She said it started last year.
Last year.
Gotcha.
Sorry, I shouldn't have even brought
and
that.
For those who came last year, this is back at Hofnagel Park, which is the downtown right off Market Street Park, little
I like
head
that.
center of town.
Next to the tap
Yeah,
house.
Right next to the Bull Run Tap House, and they renovated the whole park. It's beautiful.
Oh.
Kids, it's cool, one of the coolest playgrounds you'll ever see.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
I will play on the playground.
It's the playground capital of the U.S.
That's right.
Flipburg.
Our tent is at actually on 6th and St. James Alley. So we're the anchor.
Okay. Okay.
Down at the end of the park, but on the rail trail or the trail. It's not really part of an old rail, but
Yeah, I know. I think so you're at the sort of the far end away from where everything was last year, but in the park. Are my bearings right?
No, it's more like 2019. The way things were set up in 2019.
Remember, it was on.
Yeah,
it was on the. There was like a long strip, and
yeah. Okay. I think I've got it.
Except where the park is, and so this is bigger than it's ever been, according to the downtown partnership. So the park, everything goes in the park, around the park, and away from the park. So it's like twice as large as it was last year.
Wow. I'm excited. I get as excited for the festival side of unPAved as I do for the ride. It's fantastic. It's a lot of fun. You meet a lot of people. It's just such a great vibe. Such a great vibe.
Agreed.
And there's whoopie pies and kettle corn.
Whoopie pies, kettle corn, moonshine. Moonshine back? Or was that a part of the woolly worm thing last year? I can't remember.
I was at the festival? I don't know.
Yeah, there was somebody.
We were taking samples.
We took a lot of samples of moonshine. And I think it was because, there was like the festival bleed over.
Yeah, it was. And they were right next to the bourbon-infused whoopie pies.
Yeah, right there, sort of at the end where the banner was.
Well, that was a whole different layout last year.
Yeah. I know. I'm just trying to some bearings back over where Philly Bike Expo was, and
yes,
they were all back sort of in that little strip there.
There'll be more information about wasted whoopie pies later in the podcast.
Excellent. Mm-hmm.
So you said there'll be salsa stands. What are some of the other bike vendors? You don't need to do all 150, but
Mini Mountain Works.
Reload bags. Trying to do something right now, but I'll go look at the list.
Here, I'll give a good plug for the website right now. I just finished building a right on the front page of unPAved is a new section that says 2002 resources, and right in that it has
2022, 2002.
2022. Thank you.
We're going back in time.
20 years ago today. Anyway, if you can click on the link that says Expo, you will see all the vendors that are signed up.
Okay, cool. So, and that is, how can folks get to that website?
It is growpromotions.com.
Grow, G-R-O.
Promotions.com.
Got it.
Click on the event unPAved, and then on that front page for unPAved, halfway down before the video is all the resources at a glance.
Got it.
So it's the most important thing. Racer Bibles, if you didn't get the email for that, all the stuff for everything before, and everything that you need to know about the den party, which we'll talk about shortly.
I'll put a link directly to the unPAved piece of the website so that people can go right there in the show notes. So if you're listening to this and you want to go grab that, jump right into the links in the show notes and the show description, and you'll be able to shoot right over there. Yep. Okay, so we've had a fantastic day on Saturday. We've had all this revelry. We've drank some moonshine. We've had some kettle corn. Now we've gone to sleep. And then we wake up on Sunday morning. What are we doing on Sunday?
Probably pouring a second cup of coffee, waiting for it to warm up a little.
Yes.
Now,
let's go ride some bikes.
Did I notice it's a 6:30 start? Possible? You can.
If you want to.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, is that later than last year?
No, earlier.
Earlier. So I want to say last year it was a 7:30 earliest start. Is that correct?
It's probably right around then.
Okay.
You usually wait for like dawn.
Okay.
Which is around a quarter after or so, depending on the day and depending on the cloud cover. So it probably was about 7:30.
Okay. So a 6:30 start, you're going to be starting in the dark.
Yes.
You want to? Yeah.
Yeah. Lights are required before 8. For 8.
Great.
Okay. There's a smart idea anyway. I mean, because you never know what the day is going to bring, but.
Well, with cloud cover in the forest, sometimes you just want lights to be seen, even in the day. Yeah, even if it's a nice day.
100%. Now, what is? I hate to even say this, but I think we're close enough that we can kind of take a pretty good stab at what the weather forecast is looking like.
I'm running the event. Anything's possible.
Yep, anything is possible. We'll give that caveat out there. But what are the forecasts saying right now? What's it looking like?
The official forecast I heard from the weatherman today said that it was going to be dry and nice and sunny, but seasonably cool. So I think about mid 60s and probably mid 40s in the morning.
Okay.
I saw what I'm looking at now.
I saw a little lower than that.
7% chance.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm seeing a 34 degrees at 8 a.m.
Yeah. I saw it a little
to 64 by 4 p.m. Yeah.
That's quite the swing, but you know what? I think, you wait until 7:30 or that 8 o'clock window when that sun starts to peak up. You're not going to have that long in the cold. And then you're right in it.
I mean, it's 14 miles to the first climb, and then you'll warm up pretty quickly after that.
Yep. You're going to warm up really fast. You're going to warm up really, really fast. So,
and officially sunrise is at 7:14 a.m.
7:14. So you could 14 miles, if you wanted to do that rail trail piece and kind of roll it slow to give you that little bit of a head start. If you think you might need it, if you're doing the full, the 130.
Hang those miles out early.
Yeah, that might be a smart idea. Because I know I did. I saw in one of the emails, I read my emails because one of those emails said 12 and a half hours is a long day on the bike. And yeah, I can attest to that because that was my time last year. That is it.
Can confirm.
They can confirm that is a very long day on the bike. Absolutely 100%. If I had that, get that extra 14 miles out of the way a little bit earlier, that would have been an option. I think I probably would have pursued. I don't know that I'll do that this year, but because I am never, ever going to ride the difference as a part of my unPAved experience unless it is standalone. Granted, I loved it. It was worth every minute of it. I'm glad I did it. And if you've never done it, I recommend that you do, just to say that you've done it because it's difficult, but I don't need that anymore. I don't need that drama in my life ever again. I don't think.
I love that about gravel events. That's the way we can set these things up. I absolutely love that sort of thing. It's not like you must go up and absolutely kill yourself. I honestly think this 99.5, so people will round up to a century, is going to be one of the best centuries someone's done. It's the 90 is a fantastic course, and the way we're gonna do it out and back, it's a little longer and it has a little bit more of a hill, but it's going to be really pretty, and it's a really great setup for a gravel century.
Nice.
But if you want more, go for it. Go do 30 more miles of super hard.
Nope, don't need it. I don't need it, but somebody else does.
No, but other people will, and that's fantastic. Yeah.
Yep.
And also, again, with this whole format, no one signed up for a mileage. You signed up for the day, and then you decide what you're going to ride that day. I think that 54, which does not have a reroute, it's the same one as it's our classic proper 54, is such a good route.
Oh, it's a beautiful one. I did that the first year. It's a beautiful route.
For one gigantic climb, which everyone does, it's the biggest climb of the day for everyone. One gigantic climb, you get 2 amazing descents and 2 fantastic aid stations and 3 vistas, I think. 2 you will definitely stop at, and there's a couple other you might want to. It's special.
And you get to be done earlier for more beer.
True.
Yep. Yes. Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. It's actually a beautiful 50-ish mile.
That's actually
ride.
A kind of good little quick. I'll throw in some of the changes we do have for this ride for this year going forward. The timing finish. So for the ones who were racing the 120, but also everyone in the 90s and the 50s, even the 30s and 20s too should stop there. Is at Rusty Rail. So that's in Mifflinburg, and it's before the 9-mile rail trail back to Lewisburg and the unPAved party. So we're doing the timing finish in Mifflinburg, in part because we want people to hang out the Rusty Rail a bit longer, not kind of feel the stress of their overall time. So the time that you will see on your results page is going to be calculated from stopping at Mifflinburg, which conveniently, since now the courses are longer, it is 120 miles or 90 miles. So we're actually back on program.
Dave, that's brilliant. That is just absolutely brilliant. Thank you for doing that. That is so fantastic.
This is a Cimmaron move, and she's bringing in some vendors from Mifflinburg to also go up there, hang out. So bring a little bit of cash, bring your card, bring your ID, so you can also stop in the Rusty Rail and maybe have a little bit more food or a little bit more beer, and before you do the 9-mile rail trail back to the Dunpay party in Lewisburg.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm going to give proper applause. And Cimmaron, fantastic.
Yeah.
Fantastic. I love that. Because I'm doing the 90-ish whatever, and I know that I want to hang out, Dave, with you at Rusty Rail. But I
will be there.
I know I wanted to kind of finish my day. So this actually, it solves a lot of dilemmas for me, and I'm sure it solves a lot of dilemmas for a lot of other people, because it's like, you've finished your ride. This is your end of, this is your timing is complete. Relax, have a good time, roll back, start at this party, and then go
and bask in the glory on their way back.
Yeah, that's why we wanted to call it the rolling recovery, because, seriously, you don't have to ride it. Nobody knows. Nobody's expecting you to. You can hitchhike, Uber, crawl, walk. You can get back to the Miller Center however you want. You don't even have to go only for your whoopie pie, which we highly recommend getting.
Mm-hmm. So that is important. The whoopie pie is at the Miller Center.
The whoopie pie and all your finished goodies are there.
Well, that's also brilliant, because you don't have to then
probably
carry
your car too.
Yeah, you don't have to carry it on your bike. That would be horrible.
You can go home, shower, go over there, and then get all your stuff. Because we have chip timing, not the active timing, so nobody has anything that they have on their fork or their foot or anything. You don't need to turn anything in, so you're not obligated.
Excellent.
To that, which is kind of big. I heard a lot about that last year, and some frustration.
So when you roll in, there's no more cutting anything off of the fork. It's just your chip is right in your bib plate, your number plate, and off you go.
Take it home, put it on your wall.
Yep, that's what I do with all mine.
One other significant change that I want to bring up from last year and previous years is the drop bags. Everyone has voted against my super complicated, convoluted, overdone system for drop bags. So we're scaling back to a more typical bike event drop bag, which is have a Ziploc bag, have your number on it, and things like that. So you can go into more detail of how that's going to work.
You can't put a 24 pack of Busch in that, though.
No, exactly. You can put a fifth of whiskey, but you cannot put a full case of beer.
I still have some of that beer.
So I have
Crack one of those later.
Rules for the drop bags are pretty simple. We have actually, I kind of stole this from Iron Man, but we have a clear plastic tie bag that we give you for your swag bag. So you can use that, or you can use a 1-gallon Ziploc bag, or you can use a 12x12 insulated cooler, and that's pretty much your limits. You can drop them only to
get beer in there.
Yeah, you can drop a bag. It only goes to Patty, so we're not hauling bags up to the ranch. If you're doing the 50, carry your stuff or eat all the hot dogs you want when you get there. And speaking of beer, we can't have it in the drop bags because that goes to the state park, which can't have beer, but we will have Elk Creek serving up some samples at the ranch if you are so inclined. And from Milheim, yeah. So that'll be there's your opportunity. You don't even have to haul a 6-pack.
Now, do we go through the ranch twice, or do we not?
Yes.
We do. We hit it once going out and once coming back.
Yep.
Okay. I thought I remembered that correctly. There's things that I could talk about from the ranch. Things I could talk about Patty. You've got Rusty Rail. I mean, my goodness, is there a bad rest stop along the way? I don't think so. I don't think so, Joey. I don't.
No, because even the one on Longwell Draft on the Difference, while it's the only timed aid station, it has saved so many people's bacon coming off of Longwell Draft and the super chunky road.
Oh yeah.
Our men's champ in 2018, the first year, he needed service to get his derailleur fixed, and he got it fixed by Pito and got back on and ended up winning the day. The second year, his wheel broke coming down Longwell Draft, and he walked down the whole thing and still got him back rolling, and he was able to finish riding instead of getting car service out. So even that one, most people don't stop because it's not a fully stocked pierogies and beer and hot dogs and all those sorts of things. It's for emergency purposes only. But when you need it, they're there for you.
So one rest stop has bacon, and then another rest stop is a save your bacon. Because I had a rear derailleur adjustment requirement at the bottom of long rail draft last year, and saved my bacon, kept me moving forward.
To be sponsor correct, to save your dart.
Okay.
Thank you. It is on the got stand segment, so that's a good point.
Excellent. Now, there's some cutoff times, if I remember correctly from my email. See, I did read my emails, guys. There's some cutoff times.
I'm impressed.
There's some white elephants in it.
You want to hold the writer meeting tomorrow night? Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
White bison. You've got to find a white bison.
Yeah, that was my. I didn't want to tell anyone on here. I wanted to find them.
Yeah,
You're going to find all 20?
Those people that read the email won't know about the super secret surprise game.
Yeah.
There you go.
He snuck
Read
in.
your emails. Read your emails. Read your emails.
Are you searching for that now?
No.
Yeah, you control F that thing.
Yeah, you're scrolling.
Read the
You're
email,
scrolling.
Brian.
You're still scrolling. Did you read it? Did you read all the way to the bottom?
Well, I read enough that I know that there's cutoff times.
All right, B+ for you.
So with the cutoff times,
Yes.
I know that I think last year I know that I butted up against them pretty close, if not maybe over one. I think I made up some time towards the back end, and was ahead of the cutoffs at the very end, coming into the ranch the last time where you had to have lights to leave.
Yeah.
But what do you know what those cutoff times are?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Do you want to share them with folks?
Yeah. No. I want to kind of back up and just say, when the event started, it was a mass start. Everybody went. There were cutoff times, and with COVID happening, it went to a more relaxed format. But we needed it this year. It's kind of a in between. So we need to have some really strict cutoffs because it's basically the volunteers want to have their done beer too.
Absolutely.
So we have to respect everybody who's out there, riders and supporters. So the first cutoff, which is the hardest one, honestly, the strictest one is 11 o'clock to the range. So if you get there by 11 o'clock, you can keep going to the 90. If you don't get there by 11, then you're doing the 50 and you just are having a fun paced day, and then you can have beer samples in the morning at 10 a.m. or at 11:30. The other thing that's important is that with that, the timing mats are going to be shut down.
Okay.
So if you're not on pace for that 11 o'clock, you're also not going to get your timing segment.
Got it.
So we'll be having a sweep that'll come by, and anybody that's really not going to make it, they'll just kind of divert them to the 30 and say, have a different day. At Poe Patty, it's 1 o'clock. So that's your key to get to go and do the difference. At the bottom of Longwell Draft, it's 3:30. And we have designed a couple of bailouts, which we really encourage you to load onto your device so you can switch. I've ridden them both. They're lovely. They're 20 miles. So you're still going to have a great day. I mean, if you have to bail out at the end of Longwell for whatever reason on your own cognizance, you're still going to get an 81-mile ride in that day.
Okay.
And if you're there and they're going to make you go that way. There's no, please, can I just barely make it? Because you won't make any of the other cutoffs, and everybody will be holding your hand to do that.
And that comes down to, folks, if you're up against the window on that, there's in the email rules to follow. That goes along with number 1 in the rules to follow, because honestly, those folks are out there, like Dave just said, to get people to have their own good day, and it's for your own benefit. So don't be pushing it. And I've seen some of those interactions at some of those cutoff times where people can kind of get a little ugly. So I'll be the one to say it. go refer to rule number 1 in rules to follow. Enough said about that.
Yeah.
We won't say what the rule is so we don't lose your PG rating on here, but it's basically the idea behind it is, well, it's a bad word. If you piss me off enough that I use my bad words, then you clearly went too far.
Yeah.
So I'm a pretty generous person. So if you really went over the line and I start getting that mad, then you went over the line.
Yeah.
So don't
do it.
And a thing to think about, if a person is feeling upset and mad, that's a sign that they're bonking. And if you're bonking, you shouldn't be moving forward. Like that's just like recognize it in yourself. I'm gonna say that out loud. Recognize that if you are so angry and you are feeling so emotional, that means you're not doing well.
Yeah.
When somebody's looking out for you by telling you to stop.
I encounter that on tour events quite a bit, where we have rest stations, and it's like, okay, you're going to be out here. This means you're going to be out here after dark. This means you're going to be putting everybody else at risk in the dark to support you. So it's actually honestly not just about you at that point. Now, Cimmaron, you said the cutoff for Longwell was 3:30. In the email, it's got 3. Is it 3 or 3:30?
Oh yes, no, it's 3. It's 3 o'clock.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Defer to the email.
Got that.
I can't. What? Where is Longwell? I can't.
Longwell draft is at the bottom of the difference. You've never done that, Joey.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. So it's like I don't remember Longwell. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I got back in daylight and had beer.
I got back at 9 o'clock.
Smart.
I still almost did 100 miles. So at my back.
You guys want to talk at all about segment timing?
Dave, take it away.
All right, so there's now the bonus of the way we're going to set up the course. We're now going to have 6 segments again. We were going to go down to 5. We're back up to 6, which is going to be about 43-ish miles of the 130 miles. So it feels like a substantial enough race course for the racer types. It is, of course, because where we are in Pennsylvania, a bit of a climby course. And the first one is at mile 14, which is the big first climb of the day. Jones Mountain Road. It's 3 miles. It's all climbing, and then it climbs some more, and then you take a left, and it climbs some more, and it's the full 3 miles. For those people who come from the West and think, I climb mountains here, no one says that after they climb Jones Mountain.
Nope.
It's not 7 miles, but it's 3. It's pretty good pitch. Never hits 20, but it's substantial. Timing ends there. Stop at a vista, regroup, start going back down the hill. Use caution. There's some fast corners. Don't overcook them. You're not being timed then. Just after the tight, fast corners, there's another start zone. And we are making it one important thing for doing the timing, and for everyone to do this, whether you care about your results or not, do go over the timing map. They're going to be on the far right-hand side of the road. It's not all the way across the road this time. It's going to be a tighter thing. So use that. That way we keep a good track of where everyone is out on course. So roll to the timing map. The second one was the hollows, and that's going to be, I'm waiting for this thing to load up, many miles, mostly rolling downhill.
7
full miles all the way down to the ranch aid station. Lovely, beautiful, keep your motor going, not the climb.
That is my favorite part of the day right there.
It's fantastic.
That segment right there. Absolutely.
Yeah. So good. You'll go through the ranch, you'll get back out into the civilization a little bit on some paved roads into the town of Coburn. Then shortly after that, you go by Elk and Penn's Creek, which is some of the best fly fishing in America. And then you're going to take a left up with the SM Pike, Siglefield Millheim Pike. It's the climb we had in the first 2 years, and we took it out, but now it's back. You're welcome. At the top of it, it's not timed. We're not timing SM Pike at all. No. At the top of SM Pike, you'll take a left, and this is the new one. It's called the Pine Swamp Road. We weren't going to time it this direction, but now that we're going this direction, it's going to be the Swampy Pine segment. It's mostly downhill, gradual downhill. Very beautiful, like 3 or 4 different types of gravel on it. It's a really cool section of road. And that will take you to Chocolate Drop Vista, which is beautiful. Stop there, regroup, go down that descent. Also, again, a little fast, a little steep. Don't race down it. You're not racing there. You're not being timed. That'll take you left into Popatty at that aid station. Get your fuel, check your drop bags, have some pierogies, hang out with anyone having a good time. It's a blast at Popatty. go check out the tunnel. You're off the clock. You can go explore a little bit. That's fine. Yeah, it's not far from there. For those of you who are doing the 120, now 130 miles, that's the difference. We start the timing after almost to the end of the first climb. There's a little bit of a climb warm-up you can have, so you don't have to like punch it straight out of Popati aid station. But once you get near the top, then you should start punching it, and then you take a left on the Strong's Mountain, and then it gets really hard. It's chunky, it's steep, and then you take a left down Longwheel Draft, which is chunky and hard and fast, and do not lose your race there. Stay in control, take a right, and after that it's hard because it's repeats of climbs and descents, but it's beautiful. Like the Hoofnagel Road is one of the prettiest roads on the entire course. So there's 4 climbs in the 3.5 climbs on the 24 miles of the difference segment. Finish that, roll back down into Popati. Again, be careful on the descent. It's not timed. Refuel in Popati. Have more pierogies, fuel up because you got about 5-ish miles to go. We're not starting the next segment at the start of this stupid steep pitch right-hander that I did to everyone last year.
I was cussing that one a lot.
Good. I love doing that sort of thing.
Is that thing where you double back,
start a
like,
segment.
punch you in the nuts or
Yeah.
something? Yeah.
Yeah, I had fun with that one year. I won't do it again. Now you can do another warm-up climb. That'll take you to Chocolate Drop Vista, and that's where the segment start is. And that will be Pine Swamp, which is what you did on segment 3 is now segment 5, but the opposite direction. You can tell us which way you like better when you get to the finish. I know what the answer will be.
Nice.
And now some people, it's not that bad of a climb. It's definitely a diesel both directions. So
now
it's not a
that
climb
is
thing.
that you're just not timing the entire climb as a segment like you did last year. Did I read that? Because
Correct.
it's the same climb. I remember that.
Yeah,
climb.
it became a little too of a climbing course, so we shortened that segment up to make it a little less of a pure climber event.
Yeah. I remember that climb, and I remembered it was because it was so late in the day. It made it tougher. It was just that was what got me on it.
Yeah, it doesn't that doesn't start until you get to the Chocolate Drop Vista, and then so it's really a rolling section. But I wanted to take a second to talk about those particular segments, because every segment box on the 90 and the 130, or the 100 and the 130, or however we're going to say it.
120.
On Pine Swampy, and the difference are you're going over the same mat twice, which means in one direction or another, you're going to be crossing over to the opposite side of the road to go across that mat, which means you're not going to be able to sprint to the finish. So you are racing that segment, but you're going to have to slow down, and particularly at the Chocolate Drop, which is going to have stands in the morning are going to be set up for support, as well as a ham radio. And it's not a large space, so you don't want to go hauling across that and run into somebody. So you're going to have to control your speed. There'll be cones, kind of like a chute. So control your speed, and 10 minutes before, slow down, roll over that nice and slow, so you can get confirmed that your chip did read, and then move on.
Excellent.
Or stop and
And if you're starting a segment, look first before you roll up into it at full throttle. Make sure it's really clear and no one's coming in to finish on that same map.
Good point. So if you see somebody coming to finish, you might want to give way.
Give them the space. Let them finish, and then you go. You're not being timed yet. They
Got
are.
it.
Right. Yep. And there will be a monitor at each one that will be trying to write down numbers for backup and cheering you on and giving direction, but don't make them have to yell at you.
Okay.
Again, rule number 1.
Rule number 1 is
There are friends. Rule number 1 is still in effect.
And that is
and then just to finish the last segment, and you want to talk about that?
I was saying that I was confirming that's segment 5.
That was segment 5.
Okay.
Finish, go down SM Pike, take a stopover at the Bell's Majestic View, because it's another beautiful vista. and then roll back through Coburn and some paved road for a while, then back into the forest, stop at the ranch, get your last bit of fuel, maybe put on your lights if you're at that time zone. And then right after the second time to the ranch is the Stony Run segment, which is 4-ish miles, I believe. And it's climbing as an elevation gain, but it's not a mountain pass. It's just an overall elevation gain, I think. But at that point, it's also a lot of miles in your legs, so it might feel more like a climb. Finish that, take a view at Hobo Vista. For those of you there in 2019, that's where the Shea was. And you can see Mifflinburg and Lewisburg from there, which is nice. You go, I'm going to go down there and finish my day.
That's a beautiful spot.
Roll down the last, it's a beautiful spot. Roll down the last ascent. Again, be careful. There are some tight turns on it. Don't lose your day after all the timing stuff is done. Come down to Mifflinburg and roll over the official timing map so we can collect all those segment times and have yourself a recovered beverage or two. And then ride home.
Excellent. That is
not all the way home. Ride to Lewisburg. Don't ride all the way home.
That's a beautiful day. That's a beautiful day on the bike right there. Yeah, I think so. I think it's a beautiful day. And I love the segment timing. I think that's just wow. I wish kind of more people did that, because you really do get the opportunity to enjoy the day as opposed to like always feeling like you need to be on the wheel. Like, I'm not a racer. I'm not racing. But I know that people that do, there's a tremendous amount of pressure, and I think it just takes a little bit of that edge off. So I think that's
also
great.
love it. So yeah, I'm not a racer. I'm married into a racer, or married into speed. So
nice.
So we can have our days, but then I can go back and look at the segments. So, I actually did okay on that downhill segment compared to her. Like, you can actually punch a couple sections and try and care, and then stop caring again for a while and have fun, and then care again and turn yourself inside out, and then have fun again. It works for a variety of ways.
Now, do you guys want to talk about the fun stuff, or do you want to leave that for folks to read their emails? Make sure they've read their emails.
I think at this point they should read their emails.
I think let's leave that. I mean, Joey hinted at it, so let's leave it at that. And the fun stuff, folks, get to read to the bottom of your emails. Or
Slumber Party, you have a special game. Again, Slumber Party is not timed. None of the segments will be working for them, which is fine because they're out to have the best weekend of the weekend. There's still a little competition for them. We threw some things in, so yeah, they should read their emails.
My husband tonight cut 350 trading cards. We have a secret trading card.
Oh, excellent.
Game, so they can figure out what's rare and what's common, and
like a holographic Father Dave.
Read your emails.
Excellent. So then we finish it all up. So Rusty Rails Party 1, and then you get back to the Miller Center, and you've got unPAved, where there's a whole
before you get to the Miller Center, there's also establishments along the rail trail. Jackass Brewing is right before the Miller Center too. So again,
and
back for a day.
And
like Purple Cow.
Yeah. I mean, if you're wanting ice cream,
nice. You got a whole bunch of stuff.
Oh yeah, and we have some really good food trucks at the Miller Center. The kitchen, they're gonna be doing a protein. I got to remember their flavors. They were amazing, like banana and chocolate shake, and some good food on the menus.
So awesome! And then
there'll be 2 kegs of Birch beer, Joey.
Oh yeah,
I love Birch beer.
That was like a hidden gem at Grand Arrow.
One for you and one for everyone else.
Oh, don't tip me with that.
Don't tip Joey with a good time.
Have you had Birch beer from like a keg?
I don't know that I've had it from a keg. I've had it on draft.
Oh,
yeah. It's special?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
It's delicious.
And then also in the email, showers at the Miller Center and bike wash at the Miller Center, if those are things you feel like you need. So if you're driving in for the day, I can see where a shower before a long drive home at the end of the day would be really nice.
Yep.
Especially if it was a day like last year. Both a bike wash and a shower would have come in really, really handy last year.
Yeah.
If you need
the bike wash was going, but the showers, now that we can go back in the Miller Center, That's gonna be a nice touch.
Yeah, because that was a COVID thing. That was a COVID thing.
Yep.
Yeah. They're excited. And click on your links in your email, because they take you to even more information. As Dave alluded to, the whoopie pies have a twist this year. Not only did we not just get one flavor, we got about 20 flavors, and half of them are booze infused.
Excellent. That is going to play really nicely with a this or that that's coming up here in a few minutes. that is the best thing I've heard. Excellent. That I just absolutely loved the booze infused whoopie pies. They were fantastic. So I'm excited that that's going to be a part of things. Well, is there anything that we've missed that folks need to know? I think we've done a pretty good job. Y'all done a great job of sort of encapsulating what this entire weekend is going to look like.
Yeah, just one little thing. We are handing you your food and drink coupons when you finish, not in your swag bag, so that you don't lose them.
Excellent.
So when you're done, you will check in at the appropriate table. There'll be one for unPAved, one for unPAved, and one for Slumber Party. You'll get your food and beer tickets. You'll get an amazing gift from Salsa. Amazing. You will just love it. And your whoopie pie and your bison.
Nice. Add to my bison collection. I've got a little bison collection going.
Yeah.
All right, you guys want
to go ahead and bring your own vessel for your beer.
Okay. Maybe a previous year's unPAved cup might be a nicer might be a nice thing.
Yeah. I think they have handy. Yeah.
You want to be really in the party spirit, be a good thing to do.
Yes.
All right, you guys want to thank you for so much for all of that
information. Thank you guys. It's always great to talk to you about it. Yeah, it always makes it fun too. Gets us excited.
And I'm going to early release this as soon as I got some editing to do on this one, but we're going to early release this so folks will have a little extra time before the weekend festivities. But let's just jump into some this or that. You guys game?
Yep.
Yeah.
Open the second beer. I'm ready.
Cimmaron, you're gonna answer first, then Dave, then me, and then Joey. Does that sound like a good order?
I got another beer ready.
Okay. Joey's got his Miller Highlight.
Do this.
Yep.
And
this is Grinduro left.
Training beer. Yeah, that's right. Training.
First
I
item.
gave you good beer at Grinduro.
I told Brian, like Dave saw me drink this and then brought me like a pack of beer.
And everybody be on the lookout for our new sticker drop. Dave, you've seen it. We've got a new sticker design that we're going to have. I won't say it. I'll just leave it at that. We're going to leave it at that, Joey. Okay, Cimmaron, would you rather have one flavor whoopie pie for the rest of your life, or never be able to eat the same flavor twice?
Oh, number 2 for sure.
Never be able to eat the same flavor twice. Okay.
Yep. Yeah, that would be a blast.
Yeah.
That would be so much fun. Okay. Every week, just a different flavor. Yeah, I would love it.
Okay. Dave?
I'm good with just give me the classic for the rest of my life. Chocolate with vanilla filling. I'm also the same way with donuts. All I need is a glazed. I'm good for the rest of my life.
What was the name of the donut style treat that was very Pennsylvania? Fastnacht.
Oh, Fastnachts.
Yeah.
Fastnachts. Oh, yeah. You give me a choice like whoopie pie, Fastnachts. There's a this or that.
Oh. Which one would you choose?
We're not going there yet.
No, which one would you choose? You went there.
You should do that on Saturday with him.
Yeah. Tempt him with both.
I would choose Fastnachts.
Okay. Yeah.
A glazed Fastnacht is ridiculously good.
See, I would say the one flavor whoopie pie would be just fine for me. I always go for the chocolate with the white cream filling. But then you throw in the liquor ones, and that's where it kind of gets me a little bit headed in the other direction. But I think I'm going to stick with the one.
Good point. I mean, but you could choose the bourbon.
True.
Used classic. For the rest of your life.
There we go. I actually think you've answered that. I'll do with the one flavor. Joey?
Yeah, I don't like change, but I love the traditional whoopie pie.
Yeah, it's hard to beat.
So good, yeah.
It's hard to beat. Now, what are they also called?
I'd be afraid of some of these flavors. If you can't repeat them, I don't want to know.
Gobs. Isn't that another name for the whoopie pie? Something like that?
What they call them in Maine? I don't know.
Okay, next item on this or that. Barnyard. This is our Pennsylvania one. barnyard animals in your house or live in the barn with the animals?
Cimmaron, you go.
You gotta repeat that. What?
Barnyard animals in your house or live in the barn with the animals?
Oof.
Okay, I'm gonna say live in the barn because I could live above them in the attic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Smart.
And have my own space. Yeah.
Dave?
I mean, are we talking cattle or
Chickens
and
and
goats?
Cows. Maybe the occasional.
Cows and cattle too.
Yeah.
Llama.
Yeah, llama.
Ooh.
Ostrich, emu.
Might be.
Kind of farm you guys.
I could tell you emu stories.
Can't wait. That'll be this weekend. Yeah, I think Cimmaron gave us a good out. Like, get some sort of barn attic studios space, make it trendy and hipstery.
Yeah,
sure.
I would welcome.
Ooh, can you get like a fireman's pole? Like,
sure,
so you can slide down. And
you do you, boo. I would have the barnyard animals in my house. Absolutely, hands down. I would love to have goats running through the house. That would be fantastic.
Cattle?
I wouldn't care about that. A little cow here and there, you know. Like, I don't care. That would be fantastic. Joey?
Have you seen a cow poop?
Yeah. No, thank you.
Well, they'd have to wear
Watch it in
giant.
action.
They'd have to wear giant diapers.
It's like a Wagner power painter. Like.
No, I'm not. I'm gonna live in a barn. I've
live in
been
the
a
barn?
horse girl, and I'm not cleaning. If it's in the barn, I don't have to like do the same type of cleanup.
We don't want to talk about horse girl. We'll move quickly on to number 3. Cimmaron, would you rather have hands for feet or feet for hands?
Oh, hands for feet. Then you could be like a monkey.
Yeah.
Climb up a tree? Hell yeah. That would be fun.
Dave?
That's tough to beat. My wife can open a beer with her feet, so it's possible to have feet for hands, but I do think having hands, more dexterity for feet would work.
Yeah, I would love to have the hands. I'd love to have 4 hands. Imagine the things you could do if you had 4 hands. That'd just be.
You could write 2 books at once.
Yeah, you could.
4 opposing thumbs.
Imagine all the bikes that you could fix at one time, Joey.
You could play thumb wars with yourself. Yeah.
Joe, I pick hands for feet. Joey, where you at?
Yeah, that one's pretty easy. Jessica has fingers for toes, so she's like right there.
Oh God, I hope she doesn't listen. Last item: ride the unpaved 130 wearing a full-faced helmet, or ride the unpaved 130 with shoes one size too small.
Ooh.
Oh, the whole thing?
Yep.
Full face helmet. I hate when my feet hurt. There's nothing worse than pinched toes.
Oh yeah. The feet get.
I just,
so
cut slits in it. Yeah. In the helmet.
Once I went up to go ride mountain bikes with Brett. By the way, sends his regards. And he had a really good idea. We should set up a GoFundMe so they can get a robot lawnmower, and they'd name the robot Wes.
That's awesome.
So look for us to start that this weekend as a fundraiser for Wes's lawn mowing. Anyway, so I went up to ride with Brett. I forgot a helmet. He let me borrow a helmet, which was a full face, and that was the first time I've done a long ride in a full face. And it did suck. It would not suck as much as riding with shoes that are too small. That would be terrible.
Yeah, I think that.
Plus, I could really send it on the difference. Of course we're going to send it.
I would definitely. I think that the one size too small shoes would be just absolutely ridiculously uncomfortable. My feet kill me at the end of long rides anyway. So I think I'd go. Even though I've never even worn a full faced helmet, I would still think I would prefer that over anything biting at my toes. Joey?
Yeah, I would say full face, and then you just bomb the difference.
But how miserable would it be to wear that all day long?
Terrible.
Like 10 hours.
It's not horrible when it's not hot, but like we used to spend days in that in like in a park, like downhill. You just get used to it.
Yeah. I guess.
I don't know. I've had one save my life.
Well, then there you
a
go.
full face helmet.
I almost
Not
wish
my
I-
life, but I don't know where
Small
I'd be
shoes
if I
have never saved your life.
Yeah.
Full face helmet will. There
full
it
face
is.
helmet. Yeah, on
It's
a
decided.
fire road at a downhill resort. That's where I crashed. Yeah.
It has been decided. Full
Um,
face helmet.
Yeah,
Hands down.
when
wins
you need
the
it
day.
for the you
Yeah,
fall over a
I
lot.
fall over all the time, so I need one anyway.
You need a little
So-
bit lower head protection.
As
Yeah.
established.
One
Yeah.
of those helmets, it's like the airbag. It's like whoosh, just like shoots out.
They
around
have
your head.
those.
I know.
Even for mountain biking.
I can't imagine.
I'm gonna get you
how
one.
horrible that would be. you just sit down and so the helmet like whoosh, comes up around your head.
It'd be like the Stig of gravel racing. Wear
Yeah.
goggles. Oh,
Yeah, I don't know.
you know who that is?
No,
Okay.
I don't know what you're talking about. Most of the
I
time,
knew when you scratch your face. Yeah.
I don't know what you're talking about most of the time. Anything else before we shut it down this week?
Is
See y'all this weekend.
is Guitar Ted gonna be there this year?
He is not.
We see Army J.
Army J also cannot make it.
Oh,
His mom broke her arm just recently, like
Ah,
a day or two ago. So
Who is
Gonna
gonna make
say.
it and gonna win the men's course is Kerry Warner.
okay.
well, I don't know. There's Quadsworth.
Yeah, but he just beat him.
And Matt Acker.
I
Matt
got
Acker,
Kerry
but
Warner.
segment racing is totally different ballgame.
I don't know, Team Kona right there.
You guys could argue about this all night.
I
But
think it'll be.
also,
I think it'll be good. I
Do
need
they
to
get
look.
bonus points for food eaten at Popati? Like quads will totally crush Kerry on
Oh.
pierogies. If there's like a bonus for that,
There is. Did you just hint at one of the surprises? Maybe there's a pierogi eating
Nope.
contest. Okay.
nope.
Oh, I made pierogi for tonight, and we never talked about that.
We didn't talk about pierogi. You made
What?
sausages.
We'll
we
be
had
right down.
pierogi. We had leaf.
That was for
tunnel.
Evan right there.
You know, we had all sorts of good
Nice.
Pennsylvania things, and
You're ready. You're ready for the weekend. You've been
Yeah.
training. I like it.
So ready, so
I
excited.
had my
Can't
unpaved
wait.
outfit on today.
I'm wearing my unpaved
Yeah.
T-shirt. Joey had his hat
Did we-
on,
the hat that matches my whole shirt.
whole
Got
ensemble.
my underoos.
Yeah,
I think we're ready.
I haven't. I have the same pair I wore all last week. From there, I haven't changed them. So
You know, the only thing that matters ultimately as you approach the unpaved weekend is that you are ready for one thing,
fun.
and that's to have a good time.
Yeah.
That's all that
That's
really
right.
matters.
Yep.
That's all that matters.
But
Win
load
the
your
weekend.
files on your GPS and make sure your bike's working. Like
Like,
do that
That
before
will
you
so
leave.
you
home.
have a good time. Yeah.
Come see
Have a
me.
good- I mean, Brett will be out there marking starting tomorrow. But yes, load.
he's already
Yes.
pre-marked. Yeah. He's been working
Oh, yeah,
hard
already
already.
started?
So
Nice.
yeah.
We didn't even talk about what the course is going to look like from a gravel perspective with all the rain and all that stuff because that's just too hard to predict. But
But it wasn't. It was
No,
so
it
nice
holds
even
up
in the
really
rain
well.
last
Like,
year.
There's so much work that's been done. I could go on a long thing about the gravel infrastructure that Forestry and Department of Conservation Natural Resources does. Penn State has an entire gravel roads program. There's so much done with Pennsylvania gravel roads. It won't be a hike a bike mud fest. I mean, that I can guarantee. It could rain for 4 more days up until unpaved and downpour on it, and will not be derailleur breaking mud that you walk through for 10 miles.
Well, that's
It's
kind of
amazing.
that's
what they've
kind of
done
what
up
we
here.
had last year. It was just it rained all.
But it wasn't. It was so nice still.
Yeah, it was.
It was really nice leading up to it.
Yeah.
It's just, and it's part because it's hilly, so there's runoff and there's drainage, and so it's not just a lake that you have to go through. So there's a lot of features just made naturally, but also the work that they do to build these gravel roads is top shelf.
Hmm.
So we're very fortunate to have this course.
So did you say you can basically get your bachelor's in gravel at Pennsylvania or Penn State?
Why am I bothering this MBA thing?
Wow, wow,
Got
that would
PhD
be
in graveling.
oh, gravel life. That's what it's
I'm
all
gonna go back
about.
to school for that.
I need to find something to do. That's what it may be.
Right.
Thanks.
Let's get a Greek house and let's all like live together and get degrees in gravel.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
A
I could
bunch of
actually-
GoPros around the house. We can make this into content, baby. Content,
It would be a YouTube channel.
without a doubt. Oh, we'd fund the entire degree
man.
program. We would fund it based off of YouTube.
Can you imagine what the videos would look like? No, I'm not even going to go there. Thanks, everybody, for listening to this episode of Mid-Atlantic Gravel, Travel, and Dirt. Thank you to our guest, Dave Cimmaron. We will see you guys this weekend, and I'm excited
See you
for it.
soon.
If folks,
Yay.
you enjoy the podcast, maybe consider joining us on our Patreon family. We really appreciate all the support. Joey, how can folks find us if they're looking for us?
Well, we will be at the Woolly Worm Festival if that's what you mean.
Yeah.
Um,
You can
Yep.
reach out and touch Joey.
Yep.
Hello.
I want to get somebody to come up and just like poke you with their finger. It's like,
people do that anyway. Yeah, we'll be at the Woollyworm Festival, but
cheeks.
we will be at our website at graveltraveldirt.com, and our Instagram is at MidAtlanticGTD.
Look for lots of stories. I did the stories really well from Gravel Worlds, or the reels. Isn't that what they're called? The reels? We're going to do some reels on our Instagram.
Sure.
Because that's what the kids say everybody wants to see. Mid-Atlantic Gravel, Travel, and Dirt is recorded from Joey's kitchen all the way up to where are y'all in Pennsylvania? Shout them out.
Lewisburg.
Emmaus.
Thanks for riding along with us. Until next time, do good, be nice, go slow, respect others.
Love you, bye.
Love you, bye.
Love you, bye.
Don't forget about I gotta be PG, the fall frick around on Black Friday.
Fall frick around on Black Friday.
Don't forget to sign up.
Don't forget to sign up. Has that already come out?
You could. There's not a rule number 1 there.
We're going to leave it at that, folks. See you in Pennsylvania.